On our way back to the farm from Pennsylvania. We stayed over last night. The kids got to go in the pool. Had a good night's sleep. We get up and we're going back to Northfield. Now, a little different today. It was so inclement. It was so inclement yesterday. We took Saturday off at Northfield Park, and we are going to train some horses today. So we're on 10 o'clock start, or thereabouts, and then we are going to race tonight. So a little different, but at the same time, we had to get the horses trained. Many of our caretakers are in the dorms on the facility, so it wasn't a big deal. I take Saturday off, and we'll work on Sunday. It's not really the end of the world. So it worked out in that regard. Now, 10 horses. I wasn't going to do a top 10 list, and I was. And then I said, 10 horses that look like they're starting to polish up nicely. 10 horses that have done their work well. 10 horses that have gone a little bit faster. 10 horses that seem like if you had to qualify them right now, they could get the job done. No problem. Yeah, well, she's not on there. Amy just said Bomb Hugger should be on my top 10 list, and I didn't put her on. Listen, I can easily give you a list of 20 horses that could be on the top 10 list. Easily. We have 45. I think that'll be ready to qualify in June. Our two horses that are not going to get qualified this summer are Will to Win Hanover, who got injured, got a small line in her foot. She's walking sound on it and just needs time for it to fill in. And Kathy with an Eye, who unfortunately got pneumonia in April. Do you want to say hi, Addie? Say hi. Who unfortunately got pneumonia in April, and it cost her the season. So what we're going to do with her, she seems to be out of the woods now. They're gonna discontinue her antibiotics. This is how serious it was. They're going to discontinue her antibiotics this week, and then we're going to ship her back to Ohio, down to Winterwood Farm, to relax for the summer and heal up. So she'll be back in the fall, as will Will to Win Hanover. Will they qualify in the year 2021? It's possible, but certainly nothing that we are aiming for. Again, I said, as far as Will to Win Hanover goes, I want to take a look at how Won My Heart Hanover ends up her year, as she has a number of starts in. For Will to Win Hanover to train down and be a real factor in 2022, is she going to need a few more starts than the other horses that had starts as 2-year-olds? I don't know. I'm not really sold on that, so I'm gonna soak it all in this summer and make a decision later in the summer. So 10 horses, I think, if you had to roll them in behind the 8, qualify them now, and start their 2-year-old staking season, could they do it? How well would they do it? This is 1 through 10 of horses, I believe, on both sides of the border. Now, I may have missed 1 or 2 in Ontario. I looked through the entire list. Amy and I talked about it, from talking to Harry, Johnny, Mario, even Jason's crew, because they have Grace down there also. What horses are ready to go? What horses have really wowed people on the north side of the border and our side of the border? So, starting at number 10, Arches Rainbow. And again, any one of these 10, I think all 10 of them could go right now. Any one of these 10 could step up and be a little bit better than the others. But from where I stand, from my own eyes, looking at the horses here, and then talking to our trainers in Canada, what's that? Which horses look the best today, right now, today. Now, as Amy said, Bomb Hugger should be on the list, but I don't know if I'd be comfortable qualifying her today. It's going to take a couple of weeks, and I'm not that worried about it. So I can talk about a number of horses that could be on the list, but I'm going to talk about 10 that are on the list. Number 10, Arches Rainbow, as I said, look good, powerful filly. Definitely likes Mohawk more than Tomiko, but nevertheless is doing her work very well, and I'm very happy with her, as Johnny is also. Number 9, Rose Above It. Let me tell you something, how tough this list is right now. Rose Above It trained in 2:01 at Northfield Park last week. All right, relax. Trained in 2:01 at Northfield Park last week and comes in at number 9. I like everything about Rose Above It. He was behaved. He wasn't a runaway. He was strong. Did his work really well. But comes in at number 9. Nevertheless, is here. Can you put that photo back on? So we have Arches Rainbow 10, Rose Above It at 9. Both are ready to go. Number 8, Eyes of 10. This filly has been training well. Now, I guess she actually probably should have been number 10, because although you could qualify her, I don't know if I'd qualify her today. I could. We made some shoeing changes on her, and I want to see if they work. Let's see if they help. But Isa 10 is ready to go for the most part and has been training very well also. So she comes in at number 8. Number 7, Renegade Gypsy. Mario swears this horse is awesome. He looks great. He's been in 2-3. Looks fantastic. Did a little vet work on him. He said he looked good on Saturday also. So Renegade Gypsy, another horse ready to go. This is a big colt for him to be ready to go right now, June. It's impressive. So Renegade Gypsy in at number 7. 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6, Voyage of Ice and Fire. You know how tough this list is when I'm putting Voyage of Ice and Fire at 6. Only at 6 because I think he's 2 weeks from doing the best work. Now, he's been in 2-1 also, so that might sound a little silly. But 2-1 coming out of 58 with a bonus neck is not the same as 2-1 following around a pacer and a trotter. I think he's 2 weeks from doing his best work, but the horses above him appear to be doing their best work right now. So 6 was only fair for today. Nevertheless, I think Voyage of Ice and Fire have for a very, very long time, and still do think that he has a very bright future ahead of him in Ohio. It's going to be a lot of fun to race this guy this summer. Number 5, Miss Mildred, surely because she is a speed demon. She touched her knee 2 weeks ago training. I was wondering when that call was going to come. She's got a narrower chest than some of the other fillies. She's like she's like an arrow. She can really pace forward, but it's not surprising she might have come up and scuffed that one knee up a little bit. Throw a little set of knee boots on her. All the Sunshine Beaches we've trained down that you'd say, hey, this one doesn't need knee boots or hasn't worn knee boots, they all end up wearing them at some point. And I'm not surprised that Miss Mildred is going to get a little set of knee boots on. But from what I've heard from Johnny, an absolute speed demon and loaded with pace through the wire in all her training trips at Mohawk. A horse that Johnny, James, Jimmy, everyone home has been raving about for quite some time, and it's almost impossible not to put her up on this list. Mischievous Rose. She just is a tank of a filly, and she looks very, very good on the track. Johnny's been very happy with her. He only said there was one filly in the barn that no one wants any piece of, and she come right out of the woodwork, and I told you guys how fast she was all winter. Hey, stop it, Eva. I told you guys how fast she was all winter long. Addie Bear, what's wrong? Give her the title, please. She looks so happy. So Mischievous Rose. There's only one filly that she didn't want any part of, Johnny said. And Johnny said, further to that, there isn't a horse at the training center wants any part of this filly. Might be a little shocking to you, certainly not shocking to me. Blue Bayou Deal comes in at number 3. And Johnny said he got her over to Mohawk, and she just exploded forward. He said, if I'm following any horse in the training center, she's going by them. That's just how she is. So I'm so excited to hear that. Obviously, it's a long step from training fast at Mohawk to the Meadowlands. But at the same time, this filly's paid into Kentucky. She's paid into a number of stakes later on her freehold. And I just very, very, very happy to see her come forward. Especially because horses that are on this list, definitely horses that are on the top 2 of this list, and horses that are in behind them, shows that really anything can happen. Right? When push comes to shove, when they see the gate, when they really get in the trenches with the other horses, you see the ones that want it more than the other ones. And those are the ones that garner my respect, the most respect from me. And looking at a horse like Blue Bayou Dio, Johnny said all you had to do was show her that big long stretch at Mohawk, and she just gobbled them up. Big, not a big filly, but a big, big engine in this filly. So let's say a mid-sized car with a big, heavy engine in it, she can really rock. And he said he likes everything he sees from Blue Bayou Dio since she's got the Mohawk. Now, the number 2 horses are both on this side of the border. Both the first and second horses, simply because they've been faster and they've been perfect the last 2 weeks. And one, I'm sure you guys know who one of them is, a horse that really has just absolutely shocked everyone with how good he's come over the last little while. Number 2 isn't shocking to me. He was my number 2 horse overall many, many, many weeks ago, and I told you guys this horse had a ton to offer. We put the hobbles on him, and Brody went with him the other day, and he thumped us in 2-1 last half in 58, and that is massive profit. He put a man-sized beating on our best horses. That's not true. The horse that sat in behind him beat him. little unfair because he was a pacer and he comes in at number 1. But number 2, Massive Profit, simply because he goes about his work very, very smart now. The things we were teaching him, although he was a little slow to absorb them, and we had to drill it into him and drill it into him and drill it into him, he got it all. He absorbed it all, and he's figuring it all out now, and he has got a lot of speed and a lot to offer. Only bested this week by one horse of a different gate, and that is the number 1 horse, Procrastinator. I cannot believe that it is June and we are talking about Procrastinator. I can't emphasize enough. Dave always liked them, and I can't emphasize enough how unlikely it is this horse.
These every year, though.
Yeah, we do, but not like this. Like My Jazz was great last year, but My Jazz just right place, the right time, all the time. And she's coming along well, by the way. But it was just always, she took advantage of every opportunity given to her. But Procrastinator has just changed. He went from a horse that was sickly, very sick, all fall into the winter, to the point where I just turned him out for a month. Said enough with the medications and their supplements. Just leave him alone. We turned him out in the field for a month. Brought him back. He was no healthier. Still cough, still just not pouring out of him. Suspected of having EPM. We baycoxed him and baycoxed him and baycoxed him. He's had as much baycox as he's had feed in the last 6 months. And then further to that, put him in the sale and then said, we'll keep him and see if he matures. Who knows? You know, as rare as it is, although My Jazz was also entered in the sale last year and we took her out. Maybe we should just enter all of them in the sale every year and hope they all come back. Good luck. So, Procrastinator in March, take him out of the sale. Then we fluoroscope him. Not a perfect horse. He's got some issues. So now he has to overcome health issues, soundness issues, EPM. I don't know what this horse is even going to look like in June. To see this horse come forward and look as professional as he did the other day. Justin Irvine went with him in the race bike. He sat behind Massive Profit. Around the last turn, he was climbing all over him. Is he going to shut his ear off? Is he going to make a break? Is he going to rip his shoe off? Nope. He ducked him into the pass lane. He almost chewed a hole through the track getting by him. He scampered up the inside and was gone. This isn't a little horse. This is a horse that looks good. He looks like a nice horse now. And it is very surprising to me that Procrastinator went from the horse in December that we had to turn out because he was sick to the horse I saw train the other day. So not only does he look very good, but he's got my eye now. He's got my attention, full attention, and he definitely has my respect. So Procrastinator most definitely at number 1. So we'll go through the list again. Pull it up, you crappy phone.
Number 1. Did you say scamper?
Scamper is a word. It's an adjective. Scamper. So number 10, Arches Rainbow. Number 9, Rose Above It. Number 8, Eyes at 10. Number 7, Renegade Gypsy. Number 6, Voyage of Ice and Fire. Number 5, Miss Mildred. Number 4, Mischievous Rose. Number 3, Blue Bayou Dio. Number 2, Massive Profit. Number 1, Procrastinator. I could easily put I could put 10 horses on the list from a while. If you look closely, that list consists of 5 from the northern side of the border and 5 from our side of the border. It's only fair. So very, very enthusiastic about the way things are moving heading into the summer. Again, all comes down to what everybody else's horses look like, but it appears to me, at least for a large number of our horses, they are at their very best right now. So,
What about White Tiger?
White Tiger's 5-year-old thing. So that is your top 10 list for Sunday. The McDonald family are almost back to their makeshift home, their place of residence in the United States. Oh, that's not true. Yeah, we're going back to Northfield Park. We got a train right now. So, hope you guys had a great weekend. Ours was not bad. Pennsylvania was okay. A little anticlimactic, but as I said in the opening video, lots to say about both those fillies. I think they both have bright futures. Neither of them will probably make it to the Breeders' Crown, but it doesn't mean they can't be good horses for the entire summer and put together some good chart lines, you know, some good, I guess, purse money, and hopefully some good members. So I will talk to all of you this week. Still got a ton of videos to do, and I'll be back in Just a minute.